welcome to this episode of A Cooking Short with Cindy. And in honor of the 110th anniversary of the Titanic sinking, we are going to prepare a meal from the third class menu. And we want to use our new stove and test it out. You can see we're preheating the oven, and we're going to get ready to serve up rice soup.
Really? Rice soup?
Rice soup, that was on the menu. Roast beef and potatoes.
So why are we doing the third class menu and not the first class menu?
Because it's called camping. This is not a luxury resort. So
okay.
I think this is equivalent of a camping meal. So
Awesome.
We're going to give this a shot.
Excellent. And do we have any Titanic videos that the viewers could watch if they were really into the Titanic?
We have this video here that talked about a grave of a person who was on the Titanic who actually lived in Bennington.
Yep, and he was buried in the Old First Church. So check out that video for an awesome little Titanic history.
So if you want to watch, come along. Let's get this roast in the oven. Here we go.
So comment below if you have one of these Furrion ovens and ranges, if you leave your disco lights on all the time or only when you're cooking. Okay, so let's talk about this rice soup, because that sounds about as exciting as boiled hot water soup.
Or maybe porridge, right?
Well, no, that's at least got some consistency. So what are we doing?
So the rice soup is very interesting in that it's basically rice mixed with chicken broth. And so I actually don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm going to follow the recipe. I'm going to reduce it down to about a quarter of the actual recipe. But first things first, we have to rinse our rice.
All right, let's do it. This is killing me, seeing that we're rinsing rice and we don't have water hookups or sewer hookups.
We're not using a whole lot of water, though.
This is boondocking no 101. Although we have power, so we're not boondocking.
We're not technically boondocking.
No, we're not.
So we're going to add the rice to the water, the boiling water, and let it sort of almost blanch for 5 minutes and see what happens.
Man, can you imagine if the last meal you ever had in your life was rice soup?
Yeah. Well, I don't even know how this is going to taste, so this should be interesting. So at this point, you're going to strain it out. This is almost like blanching rice, I guess. It's very odd, but we're going to follow the recipe up to a point, and then I'm going to diverge, and we'll see how it works. Yes, because I want this to be edible and appetizing, so we're going to see if I can improve it.
Mm.
Very steamy. So next, once we drain out the rice, we're going to add some chicken broth back to the same pan and heat it up. And we're going to add the rice back. But where I'm going to diverge from the actual recipe is I'm going to spice this up to my taste and see how it turns out.
And what are you going to add for spices?
I'm going to try my butter spice.
And what is that?
This is garam masala, fenugreek. It's almost a red curry.
Right.
So I figured that would be very good with this.
Because really every RV should have fenugreek and garam masala.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on, seriously.
You have to have it. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of tomato sauce.
Now, was that in the original recipe, or are you freelancing that?
Oh, I'm absolutely freelancing. So we'll see how it turns out, but it can't be worse than a sort of a tasteless chicken soup. So we're going to see how it goes.
I bet more people would have gotten on the lifeboats if they had eaten this style of dinner.
Well, I think the spices are going to make all the difference, so we'll see. So I'm a big fan of balancing flavors, so I'm going to throw in a little bit of white wine. If you had a lemon or a lime, I think I probably would have done that, but I'm not going to cut one up just for this. So the wine will act as sort of an acid and just kind of balance things out, hopefully. We'll see how it goes.
And what book did you get that from?
I'm trying to remember the name. It's Acid, Heat, Fat, Salt, in some particular order, but it was a very good book. I read it from end to end and it was fascinating. So once it comes to a simmer, we're going to turn the heat down and let it go for about 45 minutes. And that's about as hard as it is, and we're gonna add some cream at the end and see how it tastes. So the timer went off, and I just taking it out of the oven just to give it a little test to see where their internal temperature is. And if you're looking for a medium cooked meat, it's about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So I have my thermopen, and we're gonna see where we are in the scheme of things here. We're getting there.
Nice.
It's probably gonna need about 15 more minutes, I would guess. So we're gonna put it back in for 15 more minutes.
And we get our soup and our potatoes boiling.
Should be fun.
What's happening now, see?
So I'm going to just throw a little bit of lime juice in there because I just think it needs a little acidity just to kind of set it off.
The wine wasn't enough?
The wine wasn't enough. I mean, you really need something acid to kind of hit the balance. So it wasn't working. And so this lime I sort of had hanging around, and I'll squeeze the tobacco juice out of it.
There's only a few people in the world that will know where that came from.
True. So the final step is to add a little bit of cream. I have about a 1/4 cup of cream. We're going to add this, but it's off the heat. That's very important. And we're just going to mix it in, and we're going to serve it up. So here's our first course. It's
Our rice soup.
It's our rice soup, but I kind of tried to kick it up a notch. So we're gonna see how it turned out. I'll be interested.
All right.
It turned out fairly thick, almost like a risotto. Would you agree?
I would agree. I think that's really good.
What's so good about it?
I mean, the texture is good. The fenugreek adds a little bit on top.
Oh my goodness, it is good.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
This is the best rice soup I've ever had.
So we're going to do the final temperature check. We took this out of the oven and let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. And we're going to make sure that it's about 140 degrees because that's the perfect temperature for a medium cook on a steak. So we'll see what we got. Oh, we're a little under.
All right, we might be medium rare. Sweet.
Depends on where you go. See? Check it out.
All right, let's carve it up and see what it looks like. All right, well, there we have it, our Titanic dinner. What do you think?
I thought the rice soup turned out better than I expected, but
It was excellent.
But then again, I think I kicked it up a little bit more of a notch
Yeah,
than
probably
the
if we had
original.
followed the menu exactly.
It might have been a little bland, but we're gonna try the roast beef and the potatoes, and we're gonna complete our third-class Titanic meal.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, let's start with the beef.
Where's the beef?
It's right there. I think this is... Okay, so I player hated this oven, but this thing cooked this perfectly.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that is perfectly cooked roast beef.
That is perfectly cooked. It's nice and pink.
Very juicy, pink.
Very tender. And if you cut against the grain, that makes it better.
Yep, that's what we did. So let's try these boiled potatoes. Could use a little salt, I think. You know, boiled potatoes, I think, get underrated. Everybody likes baked potatoes and French fries and stuff, but just sometimes the simplicity of the boiled potatoes, I think it's good. So hey, if you like this short video,
give us a big thumbs up.
And if you think we've earned a subscription, click the subscribe.
And comment below if you've ever tried something from a Titanic menu and how it turned out for you.
Or if you are on the Titanic. Because we come out with RV and Airstream related videos, and sometimes cooking related videos just like this one, every Tuesday and every now and then.
Every now and then, a Cooking with Cindy.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.